All right, we're out here in the food forest, and today we're going to be talking about the papaya trees, and we are going to tell you how to get results like this rather than getting results like this and what the difference is, because this is the same property. I've learned a lot over the last 7 years on what makes these things grow and what keeps them healthy and what makes them sick. So if you want to know about growing papaya, especially in Southern California and clay soil, stay tuned. This one is our Hawaiian papaya, and this one is my favorite. It's super sweet. I just pull these off when I'm in the yard and eat them skin and all. They're so good and sweet. All the other ones I don't eat the skin on. And this is our Mexican papaya. These will get really long, as I'll show you when this was younger. These are smaller right now because last year when these were forming, this didn't get water for about 4 months, and the most critical part of the year. But we also, I had broken this off the side several months ago, and just broke it off the side of the tree, kind of like this. You can air layer these, and I just pulled one off and shoved it in the ground, and it's getting a really slow start, but it has it's been alive for several months. This is our Brazilian papaya. It was the first one we bought. It is really good, but it has more of kind of tropical flavor, and you really don't want to eat the skin. But it has these rounded, more rounded shaped fruit that can get almost as big as a bowling ball. So if you want to grow papaya successfully like this, all you really need is a heavy wood mulch. I'd say a foot or two of wood mulch, or leaves, and I've got pine needles. Any organic matter would do. And then if you want to supercharge them and get bigger fruit like what I show you here, you would come out occasionally and just pull back the wood chips and bury some garden scraps next to them, like I was speaking of, and you'll not only get really big, healthy, delicious fruit, but you'll also get all kinds of other surprises that'll grow out of those garden scraps, like avocado weeds and tomato plants and who knows what. You only want to water them like once a week during the growing season, and a lot less than that. And like the winter time, I pretty much don't water them at all, but you can kill these things with water. I just can't stress that enough. Just remember that we are in a heavy clay soil here, so if you're just in sandy soil, it may vary a bit, but in heavy clay soil, you only want to water like once a week. Right, the only difference between those beautiful papayas in the front yard and this disaster back here, if you look at what's going on here, there's only one difference between what is going on in the front yard and this complete disaster back here. This thing's taller than I am, and look what it looks like. But what it is, I'll show you right now. It's that they were planted right underneath this roof line, and so the water comes off that roof, and they get water in the winter time when it rains, and it causes them to rot, and the whole tops of these things will just fall off. I just lost about 4 feet off the top of this one fairly recently, and they can start coming back like this one did, and but you can see its top is falling off too. So that just shows you, what a problem the water is. Right, this was the first papaya I bought. This was a Brazilian papaya that I bought 7 years ago. And I'd asked the guy when I bought it, you know, which variety tastes the best? And he said none of them are gonna taste good. And I said, well, why not? And he said, because these trees belong in the tropics, and if you want a good papaya, it has to be grown in the tropics, and you're never gonna get a good papaya grown in California. Well, I found him to be wrong. I've had people tell me this is the best papaya they've ever had in their life, and that's directly related to the soil. You know, it's all about that, you know, wood chips and all the stuff that you put down. It has nothing to do with where it is grown. If it's grown in unhealthy soil, then it's not going to be sweet. And I've found that to be true with all of the fruits that I grow here. And the one thing that he was right about, though, is he told me, you know, he says, I tell people all the time, don't water them too much. You will kill them with water. And I had listened to him originally, but obviously when I planted the ones in the back underneath the roof line, I was not thinking about that. So I'm telling you what he told me, don't water them too much. You can kill them with water. I would also like to add that I looked up how long papaya trees live. I thought they lived, you know, 5 to 7 years old, but from what I looked up, it said 3 to 5 years. They said they could live up to 20 years, but they become unproductive after 3 years. They usually replace them because they're unproductive. Well, this one and this one are 7 years old, and they're still highly productive.